Why, hello there. Today we are going to do the tag called the How We Rate Our Books tag. I was tagged by a Geek Reads, and I will put a link down to his channel below. The first question is, how often do you DNF? And what makes you DNF? I don't DNF very often. I think maybe last year I DNF'd maybe between 3 and 5 books. I don't remember the actual number, but it's never usually a ton. This year, I think I've DNF'd 1 book so far. Most of what I've read has been pretty good. And what makes me DNF is if I'm just not enjoying the book, if the writing is just not flowing well for me, or the story is not really grabbing my attention. And usually I'll give it between 50 to sometimes 100 pages. 100 is on the nice end. A lot of times I'll DNF at about 50 pages. Slogging through a book that is not enjoyable to me when there's so many more out there that I could be reading, I can't rationalize it anymore. And I used to feel really bad about DNFing, but if I'm not enjoying it, it's not for me. But it could totally be for you or someone else. So, don't feel bad about it. So many more books to read in our lifetimes. The next question is, do you rate books 1 star? I honestly don't think that I have ever rated a book 1 star ever. To even do that, it would have to be really horrible. And horrible in terms of it would just have to be someone wrote it and they're a masochistic, racist, just horrible person. Because overall, I haven't ever read something that I was like, this was so bad it was 1 star. I haven't come across something even where maybe the writing's a little clunky. Usually there's a core story there somewhere, and if I'm enjoying it enough where I didn't DNF it, because maybe the books I DNF would have been a 1 star, but I just don't read them. I don't know. Next question is, what is a 2-star book to you? It would also have to have those qualities of just being horrible trains of thought. I honestly don't think I really rate anything below 3 stars. I read for enjoyment. I'm not a harsh rater. I'm not the police looking at this oh, there's a punctuation error on this page and blah, 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 blah. I read for enjoyment most of the time. If it's a decent book, that's 3 stars. And as I said, again, if I'm not enjoying it, I usually DNF it, so therefore I never get those 1 or 2 star ratings because I just quit the book before it can be that terrible. So the next question is a 3-star book a good book for you? A lot of the times, yes, because I didn't DNF it. If I DNF'd it, it was probably a crappy book. So I do rate books 3 stars, and that means they were good. They just didn't really blow my socks off and didn't evoke a lot of emotional stuff, but it was still a decent story. It was still entertaining and worth the read to me. Next question is, what do 4 stars mean to you? 4 stars means it was a really great book. To get to 5, it just has to blow my socks off, out of the room, over there, and evoke a very emotional response out of me. If you get that emotional response, I should probably see if this is the next question about 5-star books. But yeah, the 4-star, it's a great book. It just wasn't earth-shattering for me. And that's not a bad thing, because not every book is gonna be earth-shattering, and it doesn't have to be. 4 stars is really good. 5 is next level, and that's in my personal opinion. Do you ever do half-star ratings? So when I do reviews on my YouTube channel, I don't do star ratings anymore. I haven't for, maybe a year now. I'm not sure. I rate on Goodreads, and Goodreads doesn't really allow you half stars. You can write it in there, but you can't actually do a half-star rating. And if I was allowed to, I probably would, because there are those books that are right on the line, but I don't because of the platform where I actually do the ratings. Next question is, do you rate books 5 stars often? What do 5-star books do to make them rate that high? I feel like I've already talked about a lot of this. Dang it, this is me is there a question? I didn't see it, it was further down the list. Well, I read between 12 to 15 books a month, so yes, I do rate 5 stars at least every month, because I read so many books that there's definitely 5 stars in every single month of my reading. I can't say that there's been a month that I haven't had any 5-star readings. And like I said, I'm not the police when I'm looking at books, and I'm not looking at it critically. I'm looking at it for did I enjoy the reading experience? So I do have a lot of ratings that are 5 stars, and as I said, what makes a 5-star is its next level. It evoked a emotional response from me, whether it's of excitement or happiness or sadness or whatever it may be. If you hear me yammer on and on and on about a certain book, Boys in the Valley, cough, I don't know. Boys in the Valley, Philip Percassi, which I can't shut up about, like, loved. Just something that was emotionally gripping that just really blew my socks off. Has your rating of books changed over the years? I mean, as with everything, I'm sure there's micro changes. I wouldn't say there's really any macro changes. Just slight things, maybe. I kind of come into more of an understanding of what makes a 3 and a 4 and a 5-star book. Back in the day, before I was on Booktube, I was probably a little more flagrant in however I rated them. I don't know. And then next is, where do you record your book ratings? Goodreads, that's where I rate them. I'm not on Storygraph. I've thought about going on there, but Goodreads is easier, and I haven't really had a lot of time where I've spent checking out Storygraph. So I don't know. What do you guys think of Storygraph? If you use it, I know they always list content warnings and stuff, which is nice. If you are a user of Storygraph, let me know your thoughts, why you like it, if you use it. Also, if you're on Goodreads, my Goodreads link is down below in the description. If you want to be friends, send me a request and you can see my book ratings and all that good stuff. So if you enjoyed this tag and think you would have fun doing it, consider yourself tagged. If you were a fan of tag videos, the next video coming up will be another tag video. So stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.